Hi, thank you for your interest in the Well Woman Collective courses. In this video, I am doing a little intro about the Women's Holistic Hormone Health Practitioner course. And I know that that's a mouthful. However, the reason I wanted to get all those words in there is because they're all important and I didn't know how to do it without making it a mouthful. So I'll break it down a little bit. So women, right? This course is for women. It's about women. It's women empowerment. It's women education. It's women helping women. It is just, we're building a tribe, okay? It does not mean that men cannot take this course. I actually have 3 graduates and 1 med student actually taking the course right now. So aside from that, we'll jump into the holistic part, okay? So holistic means we're looking at the whole woman, okay? So we have the 5 pillars, all right? So we have stress, we have sleep, we have food, we have toxins, we have exercise, and we have meaningful connections. So our heart is important also. If we start with stress, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about each one. So with stress, we need stress. So there's a couple hormones that are released, namely cortisol, and that's the one that we really get into. Adrenaline is released too, but adrenaline goes up and then drops back down relatively quickly. So cortisol, we need it. Like a fetus cannot develop without cortisol. You cannot survive without cortisol. Anytime you need an inflammatory response, you need cortisol. Cortisol makes platelets. Cortisol creates inflammation, creates swelling, things like that we need. But if we have too much of it, which a lot of us do, a lot of us have chronically elevated cortisol levels, it will hurt you. Cortisol is what we know as, or what we call catabolic. So it, breaks down your muscle. It inhibits you from thinking, not that it's breaking down your brain, but it helps, decreases your prefrontal cortex's ability to make let's say rational decisions, make informed decisions. It's, your learning, your memory, all those different things are compromised. And then, including your body. So chronic inflammation is not good. I'll get into that in the next one when I talk about food. So we need to learn how to manage our stress. We need to understand that we have stress. We need to understand what we do with that stress, how we manage it. Really important. And I know that is a difficult thing to do. I would like to say that I'm a recovering perfectionist and people pleaser, but still working on those things. However, it makes this course really great because I used all of my my 8 years of schooling and my 23, 24 years of experience and just, dived into it and said, okay, so what is the most important things for everyone to know? And then how can I have people skip anatomy and physiology, right? And how can I teach you about those sorts of things? So I was very detail oriented, and if I had a question, I wanted to answer it. So you're going to get the why, you're going to get the science, and you're going to get the how too. So I don't just throw you out there and say, oh, here's this problem, right? I'm here, this is a situation, this is something that could present itself to you, and here are some ways to guide your client through that situation, okay? And get them to where they want to be, from point A to point B. So, and then the people-pleasing part, I love all of my students, I really do, and I want to please you. So if you have any questions, I'm always here, always available, and I'm really good at responding. And you can read it in the testimonials or hear the video testimonials of my students and graduates. They're like, Jennifer's really responsive. And I am, because I respect you and I appreciate you taking this course. I appreciate you wanting to learn about your own body, and I appreciate you wanting to get out there and help other women, okay? So then if we go on to sleep, so sleep is really, really important. You wonder why babies sleep so much, or toddlers, or, anyone that's growing, right? The reason is because when you're sleeping is when you are building and growing and repairing. And so now that we're older and we're all grown, we don't need that growing, but we do need the repair work. We do need the rebuilding that happens when we sleep. And if we don't get sleep, that does not happen. Fun fact, I went to see my psychiatrist, or my psychologist, therapist, I don't know, 8-10 years ago. And I was, oh my God, I'm so tired. And she was like, oh, how's your sleep? And I said, it's fine. And she said, do you sleep through the night? And I said, no. And she said, how many times do you wake up per night? And I was like, I don't know, 5-7 times. And she just kind of looked at me and I was like, oh, right? I'm trying to sleep for 7 hours, 8 if I, can get there. And I'm waking up 5 or 7 times a night. Of course I'm not feeling rested, but see right there, she's not even a women's holistic hormone health practitioner, but she helped me change the way that I view sleep and viewed my own sleep, okay, by just reflecting back to me something that I had been putting up with, right? So you can do that and all more, right, with this course. And then, so if we talk about food, super, super important. You are what you eat. There's no way around that. You are what you eat. So what you put in your body is so important. There's no magic diet, no magic pill or powder or potion, or I don't know, that is anything that promises a quick fix it's not working, right? It's just not how it is. And what I like to say is that if quick fixes, they can 100% provide quick results. All right. If you follow some of these plans, you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. You're going to, whatever it is. Okay. Your skin's brighter, but quick fixes lead to quick results that quickly fade. This is why there's always that new thing, right? We're always trying that new thing. Okay. So one of the things that we want to start with is learning about food. Whole real food. And so in this course, I talk about it in the modules, and then I also put in 4 extra modules that are just about nutrition, because I think that it is important. And I didn't raise the price on the course. It's still the same, but I just really want you to have that information, and you'll see that if you join the course. So the other thing that is really important is, so talking about gut health, okay, really quick. So I think like 90% of Americans have intestinal permeability, okay? And intestinal permeability is when things get into your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. And so when that happens, your body attacks that stuff, okay? As it should, right? But if we have this happening chronically, then your body's fighting itself. Then you have chronic inflammation, autoimmune conditions, et cetera, okay? So it's so important to evaluate somebody's gut health, their food choices, etc. Okay, and yours also. There might be lots of things that you're like, women take this course and they're like, oh, like I didn't even know that I was sensitive to X, Y, and Z food, or I switched, da. So it's just you'll just learn a lot, and it's really great to be able to have that knowledge about yourself and be like, oh, that's why. And speaking of the stress module, a lot of women are like, oh my God, that is me. This is me. This is what I've been doing, and making big changes to their life. And the changes that you make to your life are just amazingly powerful when you're working with another woman, because you've done it, right? So, and then toxins, like I was talking about. So anything, like things that you put on your skin, your hair products, your lotions, your soaps, your shampoos, any like cleaning products and things like that around the house. And plus certain foods contain a lot of toxins. The big ones that I talk about are the endocrine disruptors. And so your endocrine system is incredibly important, and we have lots of things in our the products that we use, the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the products that we use on our house too, that are toxic and can disrupt your endocrine system and therefore throw off your hormone balance. And so movement is really important also. I'm not saying that you have to be an athlete, but we do need to move. Okay, so if you don't move, your lymph doesn't move, right? Your circulation slows down. If you don't move, your muscles get weaker. Your joints can get stiffer. Your muscles can get tighter, right? And so it's true, like use it or lose it. Just walking is fine. Doing some walking and some stretching every day, awesome, right? You don't have to be doing anything crazy, but you can also do stuff that you enjoy. Like you can think outside the box and be like, you know what? I really like to roller skate, or I want to dance, or, playing games, basketball, tennis, throwing a ball, you can throw your own ball against the wall. So anything like that is really useful and important. And then, so I think I've got the main ones, and then like meaningful connection with other people. So a lot of us are so alone. We're alone, we're lonely, we don't feel like we're understood, we don't feel heard, and that is not okay. So I would encourage everyone to get out there and, deepen connections that you already have. There's nothing like knowing somebody is there for you, right? You don't always have to be the one that is there for other people. So I think that is really important too. So definitely talk about that. And, if you're thinking, oh, well, I should. And if it seems like something you have to tick off your list in order to make you feel fulfilled, it's not super fulfilling if it's like a chore, right? So it should be something that you enjoy, okay? And I was gonna also talk about, so the hormone, right? Next part. Hormones. So I don't just talk about sex hormones. So our main sex hormones are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, okay? And so yes, those are important, but there are other hormones that actually help make those hormones, okay? So those would be pregnenolone, Another one is luteinizing hormone, which helps the egg develop. The other one is follicle stimulating hormone. Other way around. Follicle stimulating hormone helps the egg develop. Luteinizing hormone causes ovulation. And so we need to know about all of those. And then we also need to understand how our other hormones interact with each other. So insulin is a hormone, cortisol is a hormone, thyroid is a hormone. You actually have two different thyroid, you could have more than two, but we talk mainly about two thyroid hormones, and they all interact with each other. Like insulin and estrogen interact with each other, right? Insulin and cortisol interact with each other. Estrogen and thyroid interact with each other. Progesterone and thyroid interact with each other. So you can't just pick out one, okay? Everything is interconnected. And so that is one of the big points that I make in this course. So who is this course for? And can you make a living doing it? Yes, you can definitely make a living doing it. I have 250, I think, students right now. Well, lots of them are graduated. So currently, I think maybe 30, 28, I'm not sure. And you can start a business with this, right? It's so needed. I just saw Oprah actually talking about menopause and perimenopause with a couple other actresses. And so, it's out. The time is now where women are asking questions and we're like, I need to understand what's going on in my body. I don't like this. I don't like this. I want this. I want that. Okay. And if you're already in the wellness field, so are you a coach of some sort? Are you a health coach? Are you a life coach? Are you a coach for a girls' sporting team? Are you an acupuncturist? Are you a chiropractor? Are you a doctor? Are you a nurse? Are you a nurse practitioner? Medical assistant? Are you a personal trainer? Are you a physical therapist? Are you a physiotherapist? Any of these, if you already have this wellness, then if you add this into your business, it will completely elevate your business because it sets you apart, right? So you're not just you're the health coach that is also, has this incredible understanding of a woman's body and nutrition, right? Whatever it might be, you just add it in there. So I think I'm done. Last thing, the way that you learn is there's workbooks, okay? And then after each module, you have a little kind of form-ish to fill out. So it's just questions that you're answering. So it's, what did you learn in this course or in this module? Like what stood out to you? What was like, wow, I didn't know that, or what was reinforced, whatever. And then second is, how did you incorporate this into your own life, your own hormone journey? Because I want you to start to see how you're doing it, because you'll see it's almost like you're keeping a diary, because, sometimes we learn stuff and we get from A to B and we're like, oh, we think it just happened by instant, right? And so if we look back, we're like, okay, this is what I was kind of struggling with then, and now look at what I've learned. So it's pretty cool that way too. And then the last one is, how will you use this information as a women's holistic hormone health practitioner? Because I want you to start thinking of yourself as a women's holistic hormone health practitioner right away. How am I going to use this, right? How will I use this information to help other women? And you're going to start teaching people right away, because everyone, most people get kind of excited and they're talking to their friends, they're talking to their daughters, they're talking to their mothers, they're whoever they can tell this information to. So you're going to start teaching right away. And so thank you for hanging in there. And please, if you have any questions, just sign up for one of my openings on my Calendly, and I have it set up as a phone call, but if you want to change it into a Google Meet, that's totally fine. You just have to let me know. Also, please watch the video testimonials of my graduates and check out the free sneak peek if you want to. I mean, you have nothing to lose with that one. There's you get the course introductions, you get all the books that I think are great, the podcasts that I think are great. You get me kind of introducing the course and then talking about what is in the first module, and you get that first module. And so, it gives you a good idea as to if I am the kind of teacher that you would like, or if this course really is for you. So do all three of those things if you want to, because we need you. We need you. There's just, it's getting nutty out there, right? There's so many hormonal imbalances. There's so many myths, so many fallacies, so much confusion out there. And so I want you to not be confused, number one, and then I want you to get out there and help other people not be confused, okay? If you have any questions, sign up for a Calendly call, do the sneak peek, watch the video testimonials. Should sum it up. Again, thank you for hanging in there. And yeah, if you want to call me, want to have a chat, sign up for one of my Calendly